All right, guys, welcome back. This is episode 2. So if you have not seen episode 1, please go back and watch that, or else you will be lost because this is a continuation. So we have Sharon Crandall, and today she's gonna talk about why most of you won't reach your New Year's resolutions, or at least might not. So Sharon, what are we gonna talk about next?
Well, what I'm going to do is walk you through a trait, how to work with it so that you can achieve your goals. And I'll just get into it, okay? All right, so first of all, what is it that you want to achieve? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to curb your anger? Do you want to be a good speaker? And so on. So, as the case may be, whatever you want, you will need to know your purpose and your personality, like we talked about in the first one. And how to do that now is how to work with your personality traits. Now, every trait has a higher purpose or a truth. And so keep that in mind, because that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the center of the trait. And then, once we find the center of the trait, we can use our willpower or our mind to vary with whatever we want to do, because there's going to be advantages to either side of the trait. So let's take the trait of aggressive, progressive, and submissive. Okay, so there's 3 factors or parts of this trait. Now the trait is found in the head. The front part of your head is thinking, and the back part of your head is action. And so what we want to do is we want to balance action with thinking. Now the trait of aggressive, okay, the part of the trait of aggressive means that you are relentless in getting your goals. You're getting what you want, but you may not be thinking that that's the best way, the fastest way, the most efficient way, or you might run over other people to get it. So that's when a trait is out of control. When it controls you, that's what can happen. Now the middle of the trait is progressive, which is a balance between action, going for your goals, and thinking, reflecting. So we all think that that's a nice place to be, but we can achieve that no matter where we are on the trait. And when you are either aggressive or submissive, that you have certain talents and gifts that go with that part of the trait. So it's all good. Doesn't matter where you are. It's what you want and how you want to handle the trait. So now the other trait part is submissive. Now you think, well, I don't want to be submissive. Well, yes you do, because submissive makes a good dance partner for the woman, because she can follow really well. But you get thinking about what you're doing, and sometimes you don't like being aggressive, and you don't like, and maybe you're not really great at going for your goals, but what you are great at is thinking about it. And so a lot of inventors have a submissive because they don't want to be aggressive, or they don't want to take a machine and just make it work. They want it to work easy. They want it easy. So when you want it easy, you learn how to make things easier. And it also helps you to reflect, and it also makes you oftentimes a good counselor, because you can see the traits, you can see the obstacles, and you think about it, and you have a good way of overcoming, because you can help people see what they need to do. So that's kind of interesting, isn't it?
What would you consider yourself to have more of? Would you consider yourself more aggressive?
Well, I will tell you that I used to be submissive.
Oh wow.
And the negative side of that trait is that you have, a lot of times you have depression, because you see the obstacle and it's overwhelming to you, and you actually cannot see your way out. You can't fight your way out of a paper bag. And so I had all the good parts of it. I was really good at analyzing and helping other people and seeing their problems, but I couldn't overcome my own. So we do want to work on our traits when they're out of order like that. And so I took a year and I decided that I was going to follow through with everything. And see, usually you get discouraged very quickly and you quit. So I decided I was going to follow through for a year on this one project. And I wanted to make money too, but I didn't make any money. But guess what? Changed my whole life.
Wow.
Because a really neat thing about learning about your traits is that you don't ever lose this positive side of the trait. You just are able to overcome the negative side of it, but you still have all the gift of the trait, which is really neat. So I actually changed my head, the dimensions.
Oh, wow.
Because as you work on your traits change. I don't know if you've ever noticed that you haven't seen someone for quite a long while and they've changed a lot. And usually it's because they've had traumatic things happen to them, that they've had to work on things, or they've really had to get down to the nitty-gritty of their life and made some changes. That's because, and that shows it. So your traits and your measurement changes. So I was able to do this, and now I follow through quite well most of the time. And but then I can also hone down and say, well, now I really don't like this, so how can I do it better, or change it, or whatever. And so it's really neat. And that's how it is with all of your traits. And so now I can reach goals, whereas I couldn't before. But there was also some other traits that fed into that.
So this is still on topic, but it's a different question. How would that affect maybe a younger person, such as a 3-year-old that's still developing and growing? Do you think as he changes and his experiences truly do shape his physical features?
That's a very good question, because yes, it does. But this is why I want to do a whole thing on parenting, because as a parent, if you understand those traits, you can help that child. So when they get down in the dumps and can't do it and get frustrated and can't, you can tell them, oh, you have you are very good at thinking, and now we're going to work on following through. And you can help them follow through with little things until they make new pathways in their brain, and that will help them. Once you understand it. And well, I had depression for years, and if you have a child that has depression, a lot of times it's from their traits. And so you can help your children, and they can learn at a young age to use their traits in a positive way. And oh my goodness, how wonderful it is that they know to do, what to do.
So are the changes, do you think, does it matter your age? Do you think it's easier to change your traits once you're younger?
The only thing I find is that a lot of times people my age are not interested in changing. Okay. And they seem to be a little more complacent, but I don't relate to that. So anyway, I would like you to subscribe to my channel and share your videos and give me a thumbs up, and if you like my videos, tell other people and share.